Hey guys, welcome back to the banger. It is currently Tuesday, and I need to post a video tomorrow, so I don't know what to post. I'll think of a video someday. Sometime later today. See you guys later. What's up, guys? Hold on, let me close. Wait, why is the lighting kind of buns? Oh, okay. This is good lighting. Yeah, that was good. Okay, hold on. Hey guys, I made the same mistake again. Let me insert clip.
I have definitely been lacking on making videos. I've literally been stating, like, in every of the past week's videos, like, oh, I'm gonna start to make videos ahead and plan ahead and have videos pre-made. It's literally Tuesday, and I upload this tomorrow.
Yeah, so you already heard me. And it's once again Tuesday, the day before I post this. So I need to make this quick, because I really need to edit. But I also want to make a decent video. So I already have an intro, and I've been thinking, like, a lot of ideas on, like, videos. So I have one. So the idea is, I go through, like, TikTok or Instagram Reels, and through each Reel or TikTok I scroll through, I relate it to AP Psych or AP Bio or A Push. So, like, as a way of studying, like, I'll be like, the video would be called, like, Studying AP Bio with Instagram Reels. So it would be, like, I'd see a Reel or a TikTok about a random topic, and then somehow I could relate it, like, metaphorically or symbolically to AP Bio or AP Psych, A Push. I think that's a pretty interesting idea. I might try that next week, and I may need to start, like, cracking up videos because AP season's coming up, SAT coming up in, like, 2 weeks. So it is the moment I've been waiting for. We've been waiting for. If you've been watching for a while, I've been talking about them for a while. So, you know, time to lock in. This video, I could debrief Last of Us Part 2, Season 2. Wait, is that The Last of Us Season 2? Just a debrief because I watched the first 2 episodes, so spoiler warning if you don't want to get spoiled and if you want to watch the show yourself. I think it's okay that the show takes different approaches to how they express the show, because it's definitely going to be different from the game and the show, and if it were to be exactly the same, what's the point, you know? Although some of the things were the same, I really like those, and some things are different, and I kind of like some of them. So the first thing that people always talk about is the casting. I personally, I don't really have a problem, but, you know, like, it's different. It's not supposed to be exactly like the game. It's a different form of expression. Bella Ramsey, for example, I don't think she looks like Ellie, but that, to me, that doesn't matter. What I do kind of criticize is that between Season 1 and Season 2, I think she looks the same. I think she has the same personality, same looks, same height, and in the game, she grew. You could definitely see that voice change, height change, personality change, and people who haven't seen the game probably don't even think too much about the time skip because she looks kind of the same. So yeah, that's only one thing. I really don't care that Bella Ramsey doesn't look exactly like Ellie. I don't think that should be the point. I don't think cinematic adaptations have to have actors that like fully resemble the cartoon or the game or the show or the game. Another thing about Bella Ramsey is that she's really good as Ellie. I think she's really good. I think she sounds like her. I think she embodies her character really well. Next is, I forgot the actor's name. Caitlin? Yeah, Caitlin Dever. I think she's a good Abby. But her not being buff, that's where it gets a little iffy, because I personally found Abby to be a really intimidating, strong character in the game. I'm not saying that she isn't in the show, but the way they portrayed her character was very different in the show than in the game. She seems much more cocky, just like all talk in the show. Like, she was yapping. Okay, that's another thing. I'll get into that after this, but talking about Caitlin Dever and Abby, I don't know how they will do the, what is it called? The pillar scene at the beach in the show. I don't know if they're going to do that either, but the malnourishment and what is the word I'm looking for? And the torture of Abby like it really has an impact on the audience because we know that Abby is such a strong character physically and mentally, and to see her strung up so small and scrawny is like such a contrast and juxtaposition to how she was in the start of the game. And if they were to do that, she would have a similar build in both. So that's one thing I kind of have a little problem with. I wish Abby, also for the representation, I think it's good to have women who have different body types and represent in media. And I think Abby Anderson in the game was a really good example of that. But they kind of stripped people of that in the show, which I think they could have done. Like, I don't think it's that hard to hire a buff woman to play Abby. But that's whatever. I do think Abby was a little bit of a yapper in episode 2. Why was she yapping? And also, why did she call Joel handsome? That was kind of odd. But I'm not saying I don't like her character. Because in the game, like, I do enjoy playing as Abby, and I do enjoy Abby's story and character. I really love The Last of Us Part 2. I might even like it a little more than the first one, unpopular opinion. I played Last of Us 2 so many times. I love the gameplay. I love the story. I love the characters. Is it perfect? No. Do I enjoy it? Yes. But yes, Abby in the game, I was definitely one of the Abby supporters, or whatever you want to call it. I definitely see Abby's side a lot. And I'm not just going to stick to Ellie's side just because she was the main character in the first game, or the main focus in the first game, and Joel. There's definitely wrongs on both sides and goods on both sides. Next, with Dina swapping in for Tommy when Joel got killed, I thought it was a little odd at first. I was like, wait, so Tommy's not going to be there, then who's going to be there? I was like, wait, it's Dina. At first I was like, that's going to take a lot away from Tommy because that's his brother. He should have been there at his end. But then I also thought about how it made some things better, because in the game, Joel just revealed his name to the whole group, which a lot of people criticize, like, why would Joel do that knowing how good of a survivor he is and how dangerous the world is and how he's come across so many people and had many bad interactions. So expressing his name in a group of people he doesn't trust in a situation where he doesn't have the upper hand, I could see how that's like, why would he do that? But this time, he's with Dina, and she's young. She's not the most smart character. She has not as much experience as Joel. She calls out his name. I think that makes a lot of sense. For why Abby, like, oh, this is Joel. But in the game, he just said it, which I didn't really care, but now, like, listening to how people framed it, I was like, I can understand. I also like Dina being there because we know that Dina and Ellie are the ones that venture off on this revenge mission, and Dina being there when Joel died, and also they established that they have a different relationship in the show. They're definitely more close than in the game. That is definitely going to make it more personal for Dina and make her want to seek revenge alongside Ellie and not just like with her. Like, oh, let me just join this adventure with you because I love you. But this time it's also because I love you and I love Joel. So that's cool. But like, also going back to Abby, I don't know if I'm going to like her as much. She seems really dislikable. Like, she's a really dislikable character, which isn't a bad thing because she was very dislikable to many people in the game as well. She's like one of the most hated. So I guess that makes sense. Maybe the way they portrayed it in the show made me kind of side with the people who didn't like her in the game, because I really liked Abby in the game. The stalkers in the show, they said that was a new form of infected, when in the game the stalkers were already a thing. Joel encountered them in the boiler room of that one crazy section of the game. I don't really have a problem with that. I guess that's cool. I wonder how they'll handle Shamblers, because we know that that's a new infected that they come across with in Seattle. I'm really excited to see Yara and Lev, because those are really one of my favorite characters in the game. So I'm excited for that. Also, the sequence. To talk about the sequence, it's very interesting. It's chronological, unlike the game, but I think they purposely leave stuff. They left some things out and they switched some things up. And I really hope the guitar doesn't go unseen, because we did not get the guitar scene of If I Ever Were to Lose You, which I think was a really important part of the game. But maybe they'll find some way to incorporate it. I also predict that Ellie did have the conversation with him when he was drinking coffee after the fight. I think they cut I think they're gonna do a flashback at the end, like in the game. Adding the therapist, I think that was alright. It was interesting to see how they changed like Eugene to be this therapist's husband who Joel killed. I thought that was a little interesting. I noticed a lot of people say this too, is that there's a lot of exposition and not just like, it just like speaks about the story, but it doesn't show the story, which I don't have that much of a problem with, but I can understand why people do. I do really like the show. I love just the interpretation of all of it because I really love the games. We didn't get to see a bloater which was kind of odd. I do wonder if Tommy is going to go on the revenge mission because of the state that Jackson is in, which they stated in the game to have a group of people that's skilled, whatever, we'd be leaving Jackson vulnerable, which is like 10 times more apparent in the show because literally pretty sure like half the people died. So many people died. It's so many infected, so many so many died. And there's so many bodies they have to clear up and the walls. It's just, I don't think Tommy would leave the city, especially knowing his son and wife are there. But that was really an important part of the story in the game. They made Nora bald. Joel trying to get up was freaking insane. She was yelling get up and he was literally about to. He was like moving upwards and that was like my heart. And when she went up to his body after he died, what the freak, dude. And when Ashley Johnson was singing, oh my gosh, I was like, that's Ellie, that's Ellie. But yeah, I really do like the show. I think the game will always just have a place in my heart. I don't think the show will, but the show is still really good. I think I have a better opinion than most people on the media. I really don't have a problem with Bella Ramsey being Ellie. I really hope they do the rest right because I really love The Last of Us 2. And I hope the season 2 will do it justice. And I think that'll conclude this video. Thanks for listening to me yap. But I'll see you guys next time. And maybe I'll do that TikTok, Instagram Reel video review on APs next week. Hopefully I don't wait till the last day again. Okay. See you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe.